guys, welcome back to the Fresh and Zesty podcast. So look, we were meant to have an interview today with David Taylor. Unfortunately,
it was hilarious.
Look, you know what? We had technical difficulties. This is what happened.
On my phone, but not mine. Why is that here?
If you're naked, you can still turn the camera on. I'm not going to complain. Is that weird to say to someone I've never seen their face before? I feel like I'm watching some Japanese kung fu movie. The mouth is going, but the words don't match the lips.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that is the problem. So we're not actually going to be interviewing David today. We're going to be doing it soon. So what we are talking about today is actually something that we've noticed even with our podcasts. And what happens a lot, and this is not just Australia, this is everywhere. There is a reason why so many people succeed and even more people don't. And quite often the case is because of our mentality and how we are approaching it, you know, like, so with the podcasts, you know, like we see the back end, we can see who gets more traction. And it's funnily enough, it's not the more popular artists sometimes. Sometimes it's actually the people that actually push themselves a little bit and push the content. They share it on their social media. And it illustrates actually what a lot of artists don't do. You know, like they get in an interview, they get into a, what do you call it? They get a release or something like that, but they don't push it themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like I harp onto this so much, and it comes down to marketing. What have you seen that works with marketing with some artists, and let's just start with what does?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, like I think first and foremost, you've always got to have a plan. Hey, like, you know, like without that, you're just shooting blanks. Like
No one likes to shoot blanks.
Yeah. But I think, you know, like every artist, when they have a song that they want to put out, has this feeling like this song's mad, like this is the best song I've ever had. Everyone's going to, like, you know, be on the same wavelength as me. Everyone's going to love it just as much as me. And I think
100%.
Something to think about with that is like, well, no. Be realistic. Yes, you're putting out a song that you really love, but so are probably 70 to 100 other people on the exact same day. How are you going to differentiate yourself?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's, you know, you have to take that into consideration as well. It's like, okay, cool. I'm releasing my song. They're all releasing their song. What's going to be the difference?
Yeah, and we'd have to know the numbers too. Like, I mean, what was the number, babe, with sorry, Stacey's on the screen. I'm not calling Chunkyluv a babe. Blog posts.
I am a babe.
Daily. Isn't it 4 million blog posts a day? It's something like blog posts. I feel like there'd be more songs because everyone's so passionate about music. You know, like, I don't know how many people compared to music would be passionate about blogging. But the fact that there are 4 million blog posts put out every single year, every single day, music's going to be very similar. So in order for you to impact an audience, you need to be making sure that people are hearing it. And that is so much more responsibility on you than the other people around us. I guess a lot of us expect, you know, I'll get a deal, or I'll get someone else and they will do X, Y, Z. And, you know, they're looking for their golden ticket where they don't have to work. And all of a sudden they get fame, notoriety, money, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's with your plan, what would you say would be an important way to go about it?
Well, it depends what, you know, like, it depends what aspect of the plan you're talking about. You know, you can do PR campaigns with companies, distribution campaigns with companies, and that's all good to get the actual music circulating and try and get it in the right spots with the streaming services. But then, yeah, you know, there's all the stuff on the back end of that. It's like, okay, well, how can I, that's being done there. How can I increase that and make that work on a social media level? So, you know, all right, what do I have to do on Instagram, on Facebook, on
Yeah.
wherever, whatever, Twitter, on whatever socials I have, like, how do I get the most out of this release? And like it's daunting at first because there's really no one place to start. You just have to do it. You know what I mean? It's like that whole thing is like, cool, like, yeah, you can think about all the things you want to do, but if you don't do them, nothing gets done.
100%.
Like where I like somebody we're gonna have on the show, on the podcast, sorry, sometime soon, Rashad.
Yeah.
He's been working really hard behind the scenes, and we're looking at different release methods and things like that for some of the stuff that we've been working on. And it's like we're going through this exact situation. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can organize all this PR and distribution and stuff like that. But even there, like, how are you gonna push it? Like, what have you got? What have you got to put on your socials? Because
100%.
it's more than just us. It's like you've got to. We can do it for you. We can plan it and we can do it, but you have to have the content for us to use. Like, so
Yeah.
it's a mind game.
Well, even in regards to that, I think people are too busy trying to go wide
Yeah.
rather than going narrow. Now, for anyone who's not sure what that means, that going wide means you're just throwing a song out and you will take anyone who will listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, I see people so many times that they will boost they'll pay money to Facebook and they'll boost their ads. The problem with that is 80-year-old Jane does not care about your hip hop. Just statistically, an 80-year-old doesn't care. Whereas Facebook, they will push it out to anyone. So when you're trying to figure out what your plan is to get people to reach it, like, who are you talking to? Who is it that you want?
Yeah.
Well, who would you want as a fan? And like, do you want 15-year-old boys? And guess what? They pay bills, like, so I'm not dissing against 15-year-old boys or 15-year-old girls as fan bases. But just know who you're trying to impact, like, if you're trying to market to a 40-year-old guy and you're 20 years old, chances are they're not going to care. Chances are they have more bills, so they're less likely to pay for your shit that you're marketing, being merch or being at your songs. Also, they're more likely to be into rock because they grew up there. Statistically,
for sure.
This is a broad statement. I mean, our ultimate goal is, with anything, like, music is a business. It's an art form, but in order for you to continue going, you need money. Who is it that is likely to buy into your narrative? You know what I mean? Like, and are you also impacting them?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, your fans pay your bills. So how is it that we can, like, think about how is it that I can impact them? And it doesn't have to be deep and meaningful. Like, plenty of rappers get notoriety because they have cool chicks shaking their butts in a video. But, and that, I find that a lot of people go wide as well.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great point. Like that. I think, having to what I said, having a plan and all that, that's great, and you definitely need that. You always need a plan. But I think further to that, if you don't have your niche, if you don't have your target properly set, if you really haven't thought about it and you haven't decided, it's going to make everything so much harder for you, because you're just going to be you're going to be trying to cater to everyone, which is just the stupidest thing ever. Like, you can never cater to everyone.
Everything that starts niche eventually goes, like, if that's your goal, niche broadens out. You know what I mean? Like, cryptocurrency was super, super, super niche when it started off. It was nerds. Then it went completely widestream. A lot of people didn't understand, but you know what I mean? Like, same as Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Super niche when she started. So niche. Yeah. Now, bad guy, everyone in the world freaking knows it. Man, but she started niche. And that's particularly with social media now, where everything is so quantized, where there are, even with me, like I only have like 3,500 followers, most of which don't engage with me. But everyone's like, "Oh wow, you're like Instagram famous," because they're used to like 300. And then now, compared to most people where it's like 1 million, it's like, okay. But again, think about it. Like my sister has like 70,000 followers.
Yeah, right.
I have made more money from my Instagram than she has.
Yeah.
So
It's just using it properly, you know what I mean?
exactly. So do you want 1 million people following you who won't buy anything because they're just like, oh, cool, he's got a cool life? Or do you want 100 people that you drop a vinyl album and they're like, I need to buy it. And now you've just sold 100 vinyls at $60 each, $6,000 off the bat.
Yeah.
That is a really important thing. Like understand who you're niching to.
Yeah, 100%.
What is it? What's the saying? He who tries to please everyone pleases no one.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
So another thing to think as well, with the problem with going wide being just marketing to anyone. One, if someone's like music in a way is you're selling something. You're selling an emotion. You're selling your story. You're selling like everything is selling with the art. If you're desperate for anyone to take it, what do you hate when someone's selling you something?
Desperation.
So if all of a sudden you're like, oh, cool, like my song's more catered to like these type of people, some of those people that are outside of that are gonna be like, why? Why can't I listen to it? You know what I mean? But also like set your steps is the third one. Setting your steps, because do you have, again, everyone wants to jump 30 steps. They want to go from zero to
They want to
Drake.
be there already, yeah.
They want to be there already. But what if you set goals like, all right, I want to impact 50 people this year. And then next year it'll turn into 500. And then the year, because again, everything goes in an exponential curve. It doesn't go linear. Like same Billie Eilish. I watched her some interview where they showed her interviews with them the last 3 or 4 years, and and it was based around her Instagram followers and also her views on life. But her Instagram followers quite literally went like it just shot up.
Yeah, 100%.
But it started slow. So set maybe those steps for you, going, all right, I want to have this amount of people who are super fans. Yeah. Everyone's heard of the 1,000. All you need is 1,000 super fans to do what you love.
Yeah.
You have 1,000 super fans that love everything you do and will be like, you release something, they buy it like that. You release one vinyl a year. You have 1,000 super fans. It's $60 a vinyl. There's $60,000.
Yeah. 100%.
That's more than you're going to earn from a desk job that you hate.
100%. Yeah.
Because I know with the way in which, so this is for artists, but even with producers, how do you gauge your progression?
Yeah, well, you know me, I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
And that's at my own detriment. Let's be fair, you know what I mean? Because I'll come to you one day and I'll be like, I really wish it was like this, or I've got this idea, but then it's I won't execute. That's always my issue.
Yeah.
I find it very hard when it comes down to this sort of stuff. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. When it comes down to the marketing and things like that, my brain is just where do I go? So difficult. I find it so difficult to even think of where to start, what to do. There's so many options. It's okay, well, I could boost my Facebook ads, and then it's that, but nobody just wants to see me sitting in front of the same computer screen all day, every day. You know what I mean? But that's literally my life. Yeah. My life is sitting in this room, talk to all of my friends, talk to you. I barely see anybody outside of this. It's, even phone calls is hard.
What if? Do you remember this book? we spoke about.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be a really good thing for artists as well as producers. As for producers, I guess one thing we get trapped in is I work X amount of hours. If I'm not hustling, and got my head in the dirt or in the sand and like pushing through, I'm not moving forward.
Yeah.
However, again, the whole thing with that is what is the one thing I can do, and by doing it will make other things easier.
Yeah.
So something with artists, producers, you have the luxury of being able to make your time more valuable over time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
think about like the job that you do versus the job that someone like Timberland would do.
Yeah.
You're like the difference in skills for you guys is nowhere near the difference in what you get paid.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that, I mean, gosh, who knows how much he gets paid, but let's just say he gets paid 100 times higher than you. There's no way he does a song 100 times better than you.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like
I've heard your song. Your songs are freaking magic.
It's arbitrary. It's opinionated. You know what I mean? It's based off who's doing it. It's, you know, it's whatever. It's like comparing me to somebody who charges less than me. You know what I mean? It's like what makes it better. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But that's where you can work. People can work on building brand. You know, like all of a sudden, say you started a TikTok.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, you're going to be like, why am I spending 20 minutes a day making a stupid fucking video?
Yeah.
But that 20 minutes a day will eventually be like, you know, again, artists will want to work with you, or, you know, producers might want to work with an artist who's listening to this. And they're like, wow, that person has 100,000 followers on their TikTok. You know, like think about Maxine when I told her I had 30,000 followers. She was like, whoa, what? And I'm like, it actually means nothing, but perception.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's ways in which artists, I mean, you kind of have to sell your soul a little bit. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like market a little bit, as long as it's within brand. Like think of Tory Lanez. Dude, Tory Lanez,
Bro, absolutely
COVID
crazy.
has been the best thing for that guy.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, but he thought outside the box. You know, like anyone, if you haven't researched Tory Lanez, go and research him. His Instagram grew 1 million followers in a week or something like that.
Just from his lives, bro.
2 million. Because of his lives.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, had nothing to do with his music. It was just him and his mates at a house doing quarantine radio.
Drunk.
And doing competitions like Shake That Booty and all these other weird things. Like, and now as a result of those small things, which again, he set aside, he's a marketer.
Yeah.
But what he did was he did something to entertain people in a way that was unique and entertaining, and people who were like, oh, have you heard about this, about Tory Lanez's quarantine radio? No. And then they go over, and now he's got more people, more attention, more value.
Yeah.
And I think because he's now unsigned as well.
Yeah. He's got his own label now.
Yeah. Bro, he is about to make fucking bank.
He owns all his masters, owns all his rights.
All of it.
Crazy.
So you think about that now, like not only has he skyrocketed in terms of attention, but he also now has a bigger share in his market, in his music. So even though his attention might have gone up 25%, if he sells even the same amount of music as he did before, he's probably going to get 4 times the money.
Yeah.
But it's gone up,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I'm going to listen to the new Tory Lanez stuff because I'm like...
Have you listened to his old stuff?
I've listened to a bunch of it just by chance in my daily mix on Spotify. But again, because now I know a bit of who the guy is...
It makes you want to
like,
listen to him more.
Fucking funny.
Yeah. Makes you want to follow it.
100%. Nothing to do with his music. You know what I mean? And so... There is so many unique ways to market yourself, but again, like people think that, and I've been guilty of this. If my head is not in the laptop, I'm not working, I'm going backwards. But is there something that we can do that is outside of it, but then markets ourselves in a way that all of a sudden we can do what we like so that we actually can keep doing what we like
Yeah.
and love music.
Yeah, I think we should I think this is something we can ask the artists that come on the show, because it's amazing. I think David, it would have been an amazing topic to talk to with David, because before COVID, a little bit before COVID, not like right before, but he did a tour for his single and things like that. So I think definitely it's something really, really cool to talk to him about, in terms of how he did his, like his marketing and things like that. I think, I mean, for me, that's a cool spot for I think that's cool for today. I think that got the point.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing and push your shit. Like push your stuff.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting a bit rattled up here. But again, just from what we've seen is I think actually the artist who has been had a higher viewing of our stuff, honestly, it has surprised us, because out of all of them, I thought that this artist would be the worst.
Yeah.
And they're not, and it's not because of anything else. It's his music is freaking incredible.
Yeah,
I love his music. But in terms of
But his engagement with his social
time in
media
the industry, and that goes to show as well, there were more, again, this is people, if people are watching the stuff that he's in, it means that they're invested in him.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at the metric. It's not about anything else other than, all right, these are the people that are invested in you to watch a podcast. He has more people. And based on him pushing it.
Yeah.
No doubt that I'm sure if the other people that have been in the podcast so far pushed it, there might have been a different result.
Oh, for sure.
But that also, you know what I mean? But even just being on stuff like this interview, other interviews, other podcasts, the goal is you want your fan base to consume at least 7 hours of your content.
Yeah.
Because they've done studies, I think it might be even 14 now. In the last 5-10 years, it increased a lot.
Yeah.
Due to skepticism.
Yeah.
But basically it's very similar to dating. So they've done studies that it takes a girl about 7 hours of quality time with a guy to decide if she wants to sleep with him or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So think of it this way. If you want your fan base to be invested into you, they either need to watch one 1-hour interview that you've done with someone to get 1 whole hour, or they need to listen to your song a minimum of 20 times.
That's it.
I mean, that's based on a 3-minute song.
That's insane.
So just think, if you're pushing to your people everything that you're doing so that they can consume it when they're bored at home, when they've got nothing else to do, and they're like, oh, so-and-so just, I may as well watch an hour of him talking. And then they're like, wow, I actually really like this guy or girl. I wonder what else they've got on YouTube. And the beauty about YouTube is recommended things. So they're going to watch one and be like, I like them. Bang. Oh, interesting. And then they go through a rabbit hole. And now by you pushing them to one piece of our content that they've now consumed, you might have now actually pushed them to 2-3 hours across, across the next few days or weeks. And now they trust you and they've invested into you so much more versus listening to your music. And now what happens? They like your music. You're doing a little show. They want to come to your show.
Yeah.
They're paying to come to your show.
That's mad.
It's that trickle down effect. What's this one thing that I can do that will make everything else easier? Leverage marketing, people. Leverage podcasts, leverage everything else, because what they're doing is also giving you a chance to get your audience to invest further in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, the more you can give people insight into you,
Yeah.
you're letting them, use their time to invest into you.
Yeah, you're telling
rather
me
than
you're
constantly
telling me to
having
do
be
this the other day.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, post more stuff that you
Just-
like doing because people like engaging with it. I was like, okay.
100%. Well, that's the thing, you know, like, because again, like the people that follow you, Chunky, are people that follow you because they like you. So guess what they interact with when you post shit,
Yeah, true.
you know? And guess what happens when they interact with it? It tells Facebook's algorithm, Instagram's algorithm, this is cool. This is popular. I'll push it to wider bits of his audience.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the more that you can do the marketing side, and it doesn't like it, you know, like if you look at any successful business, 80% of their budget goes towards marketing.
Yeah.
80%. So if your product, your R&D, everything else, your staff costs you $20, you're then paying another $80 to market it.
That's crazy.
You know? So exactly. So in terms of your time, because I mean, a lot of artists may not have the money to push it, may not have the know-how. Again, don't just press the boost button. Please do not do that. You are throwing money at Facebook for no, like it's not your benefit. Invest that in the studio, but create content, and it doesn't have to be perfect, man. Like, I mean, shit. This podcast is just you and me chatting.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That was
you
good.
know, and but yeah, but also like think about there are like if you can read marketing books or branding books or something or consume that as well as that,
Yeah.
it will make a huge difference. You know, like it's not so that like every successful businessman, artist, they're marketers. You know, actors are not paid to act. They're paid to promote.
Yeah, right.
You know, like because you think about it, they will shoot a movie and it'll take them about 2-3 months, and then they'll spend 6 months, or like you know, posting about it, touring it, building their social media
Interviews.
platform so that when they post it, they have leverage. Like
Yeah, for sure.
they spend more time marketing than they do in front of the camera.
That's crazy. I didn't even
And that's
think
why
of
they're
that.
paid. Like, nah, you know what I mean? Same as artists. Like, look at MGK and all them. Why are they blowing up? Because they're pumping their marketing. They're writing just as much as they write normally. Like, nothing's changed in that regard. They're not pumping out more songs.
Yeah.
They're pumping out more content and random shit, interviews on Jimmy Kimmel and all that sort of shit. Like, that is the reason that they are big.
Yeah.
And they also nurture their followers and their fans. You know, like they impact them in a way, and it's something bigger than just their music. A lot of them, like some of them not so much, but some like the majority of them, like there's an underlying thing that brings like they're a leader of their own cult in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
people cry when they meet these people. You know, like if that's not some sort of supreme cult leader, like I don't know what is.
100%. I totally agree with that. That's hilarious.
But you have to create your own culture. You know, like look at Lady Gaga, her Little Monsters. You've got Kiss with the Kiss Army. You've got 21 Pilots with the Skeleton Clique. They all have some sort of clan that gives their followers an identity that they connect to.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that go like marketing is the biggest thing that if you want to build something and like you have to lead a movement.
Yeah, for sure.
If there's another book, this one Stacey got me for it. Tribes. So if you guys can read that one will help because it does go into music as well.
We'll
It's about
put all
leading
these
tribes
books
and
in the
everything
bottom,
else.
in the description anyway.
Yeah,
Was
we'll
it the
put 'em
one
in the
thing,
bottom
tribes?
because there's a lot. But that's the thing. Like especially with the way in which music is going now, where it is harder to make money, no doubt. It is harder. How rather than sitting there kicking the sand and being like, "Oh fuck this shit, this is bullshit." It's not like the old days. It's not.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of artists that are making a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Reverse engineer what they're doing. Why are they making a lot of money? How are they making a lot of money? What can I borrow? What can I steal? What can I use in order to do the same thing? Because no doubt every single artist, they want to do this.
Yeah, sure.
They want to make money from it.
Well,
they
I mean,
want to make money
you
so
know,
they can keep doing
like
it.
we love doing music and we love creating music, but that's not the only reason we do music. You know, we want to make money out of it and support ourselves doing things we love. And so it's
100%.
How do we do that? That's the question.
Yeah. And anyone who says that they do it just for the love of it, but then complain about not making money from it is like a biggest hypocrite in my books. You know what I mean? Like the ones that are like, no, I just do it because I love it. I'm like, well, you want to eat food, right? You need to pay rent, right? You know, and I'm pretty sure you don't you don't love working at a bar.
To
You
support
know what I mean?
your
Like
music,
you would definitely prefer, you would prefer to be paid to do what you love.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So we so it's important we start figuring out how to market it. And yeah, it's fucking hard. Maybe it is harder than America. Maybe it isn't harder than America to be here because again, there's more competition over there than here. Like it's a tit for tat.
Yeah.
I know plenty of musicians in America that don't make a lot of money. So it's not like America's this be all and end all. It helps.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're just becoming a fish in a bigger pond.
Yeah. True.
You know?
Very true.
But yeah. So what else do you want to add to that?
I think that's good, man. I think that that's good. Yeah.
I feel like I just spoke for the whole time. Sorry about that.
Nah, but like, like it's, well, I mean, it's like, let's be honest, it's how our team works, it's how you and me work. You have that brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's you in this scenario. You know what I mean? Like you're the one who tells me all this because I don't know shit. Like I don't know none of this.
But you learn.
But yeah, it's like people like you who are able to teach me and be like, nah, this is why, this is the stats, and this is why we do what we do. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And even that's the thing, like if you guys can, like anyone listening to this who's like, all right, I need to market myself.
Yeah.
Don't do all or nothing. All or nothing never works. You're an artist first, 100%. Maybe just below that, you're a marketer. And what you do is make sure every day, maybe set aside 1 hour of a marketing strategy to do something that markets you or something else. Don't be chased by the numbers in a way of like, oh, fuck it, only 4 people liked my thing, because that is unhealthy and that ends up putting you back. But also if people react to this stuff in a positive way, okay, clock that.
Dissect it. Why
People
did they
liked
like
that.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Great. I'll do another one like that in like 3 days and see if it's also popular. Was it time? I don't think time of day really matters anymore with Instagram and all that sort of stuff.
People see it like
It
literally
doesn't.
all the
Huge.
time.
I can post something at 1 p.m. and I'll get the same likes if it's 6 p.m. or if it's 8 a.m. Like it really depends on the content now. But yeah, like reverse engineer it.
Mad.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
to recap that, plan and know your niche.
Yep.
Very important.
Very important.
If he who tries to impress everyone impresses no one. And have your steps in place. You know what I mean? Like try and impact 10 people. Because if you can't impact 10 people, you cannot expect to impact 1 million.
Yeah.
But you have to find the right people. If you're trying to impact your friends and you're writing hip hop, but they're into like psychedelic rock,
Probably not going to work.
you're not going to impact them. You know what I mean? So don't get discouraged. Like you just need to find, and again, this way the marketing is, you got to start finding the people who actually want to listen to you. And there's 7 billion people out there.
Yeah.
Almost 8, actually.
There's going to be somebody that wants to listen to you.
Has to be. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, the internet now means you can find them. Like, you're not having to
100%.
go out on the street and busk and all that sort of stuff. And busking is great. It helps you make money. But is that what you want to do?
Yeah. No, 100%.
I'm not saying there's no right or wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly.
If
It's
you
just
love busking, like there's buskers that are freaking incredible.
you got to find the techniques that work for you. That's all.
100%. But yeah, plan, niche, set some steps, long-term goal, impact people. Yeah, and say I am a marketer. As stupid as it sounds dumb at first, but again, like the more we realize everyone's a marketer, we're all in sales, you know, because if you don't sell your music, I mean, your career is not going to be very long. You know, I've never known of a company that's been successful that's never made a sale.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, guys, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button.
Yeah.
We would really appreciate that.
Hit them buttons.
We will get David Taylor back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Very soon.
Very soon.
All right, Kai Ghoul. I don't know what I just said, but my brain I said Kai Ghoul. I was going to say guys cool. I don't know what happened, bro.
All right, guys, cool.
All right, guys. Cool.
Oh, too much. Too much.
We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Catch you later, guys. Bye.